Hi guys, welcome to Bolt from the Blue Tarot. My name is Sam. I am an intuitive and a tarot card reader, and today we're going to be doing a pick a card. If you've never done a pick a card before, you just choose one of three cards that I've already drawn, whichever one appeals to you intuitively, and then navigate to that group number in the search bar below. They should be marked and easy to find. If you're attracted to more than one group, that is super cool. I will see you in more than one group. The theme today for this pick a card reading, when I opened up, what I was told was these should be messages of spirit. And when I tried to narrow it down, I was told keep it broad. So whatever that intuitively means for you, whether these are messages from your spirit team, whether these are messages from spirits, or messages from a particular spirit, or from your spirit, from your soul, we will see what comes through, and we are open to all of it. I am outside today on a rather windy day. I would have called it too windy, but Spirit said, that's nonsense. You just need to adapt. So I did. All right, guys. So I've pulled these cards ahead of time. This is group 1, group 2, and group 3. So group 1, we have Air, group 2, Milky Way, and group 3, Mystic Cross. So I'll leave those on screen for a little bit so you can attune to these and see which one intuitively is for you. I will see you in your group or groups for messages of spirit. Hello, group 1. Welcome to your sunny reading. You chose Air. All right, so we're going to read from the book on this one. This is the Oracle of Destiny, this deck, and it's based on palmistry. I'm going to read the divinatory meaning for this card. So it says, trust your inner self. Follow your enthusiasm for relationships with others. Intellectual comes from Latin and means the ability to feel, discern, understand, and see relationships between things. Show what you have that's valuable without fear. So I'm getting a little bit of a sense from you all, group 1, that you are interpersonally skilled. I'm getting like Odysseus energy here. Understanding characters and how they mesh together. And to be able to do so, you see a lot of different parts of people that they maybe don't see themselves. And this may make you seem like a bit of an enigma to other people, or like you can figure out everyone else, but no one else can figure out you. I'm just seeing like, a very cloudy mirror, or like an obsidian mirror. When people look at you, they feel like they're scrying. They can't get a handhold. Like on a climbing wall, they feel like you're giving them nothing. My sense is you may be someone who lives in a very interpersonal world where, have you ever read Dune? A lot of the book Dune is about like, a lot of it is the inner monologues of the different characters and all of the little nuances and political interactions that are going on between them. My sense is you live in this very Frank Herbert-esque mental realm. And perhaps as a result of being the intellectual, the Odysseus type, the observer, you may not be putting your whole self forward. This might be part of why people don't feel like they can see you. I mean, you see more than other people, and that's a definite element of this. But it may be that people sense that you're this black box because you're not just because you're enigmatic and a little bit mysterious. I'm getting like a sexy mysterious, you guys. Like this may pull other people in without them knowing why. But you're maybe not displaying yourself in your fullness. All right, that's a lot from the first card. Let's see what else is going on with this reading. Thank you for your patience as I rearrange things so that they do not blow away. I don't know what the sound is like on this one. I was like, Spirit, it is too windy. And they were like, Sam, just do it. So here we are. We're going to make this work. I was going to say if it's the last thing we do. It's not going to be the last thing we do. Mystical Tarot of the Saints. Yes. All right. All right, my sexy, mysterious, enigmatic group 1. Let's see what cards want to come out for you. Seven of Chalices. Let's see how this is going to work. I think we're going to go like this. It'll take a little longer, but that's fine. Oh, okay, I'm getting that's actually it for that one, and we're going to read from the book. Mystical Tarot of the Saints. This metal board is mostly designed for spreads. I don't think we need that yet. Designed for spreads. I jerry-rigged it for spreads. Let's see. Seven of Chalices. On this card, there's a female figure caught taking a break from washing the stone steps. In one hand, let's see, is that in frame? Yeah. In one hand, she holds the cinnabar cloth with which she scrubbed the stairs, and her other hand is submerged in the water bucket. She's gazing upstairs into the misty atmosphere where the 7 golden cups are stationed above her. When this card comes up in a love reading, this means that the person who is in love won't get to be with the object of their desire. This card shows what could have been if things played out differently. Now the entire love affair is hanging in thin air like a mist between the worlds and exists nowhere else but within the asker's dreams. Ooh. Wow. Okay, I'm getting that part is for you. But there's more. When this card shows up in a financial reading, it signifies a plethora of options from which one can choose, but also a lack of focus, dedication, and hard will that is necessary to translate any good idea into 3D reality. In a financial reading, this is the could've, should've, would've card. When it comes to spiritual reading, which is what I typically do on this channel, 7 of Chalices is saying that the person is either under a spell of a guru or has become a sort of cult leader. What? Seven of Chalices gives off very charismatic vibes, and it has a lot of imaginary potential, sure. But when it comes to spirituality, this is the card of fake or forced enlightenment that is riding the ego trip rather than the real deal when it comes to the influence one has on the people around them. Okay, so the love affair part, if that's for you, my sense is you will know it. Maybe re-listen and internalize that, but I'm going to wax lyrical a bit on the guru cult leader aspect here. So when we hold this Odysseus energy, this sexy, mysterious energy that is coming out, like it is truly, I understand this polarity. This is a powerful energy that you hold. And in its negative polarity, this is a cult leader, right? And this has a negative connotation for a reason. Cult leaders tend to direct cults as benefits them. It winds up being an egoic thing. In the positive, this could be a powerful spiritual leader, one who leads from the highest self and truly embodies it rather than spiritual ego. This is a really, really powerful energy. And it's super important for someone who holds this energy to realize first that they hold it, but second, the choice that they're presented with. If you choose the highest self, your spiritual potential is almost unlimited. Your potential to do good in this world, like spirit will double down on your potential, on your energy. They will invest in you. Because this kind of like hypnotic, alluring energy, it can and should be used for the highest good of all. But it takes a lot of internal work to get to that point. Because often, we've learned how to use this from the ego's perspective. And this energy is very good at manipulating and controlling and cajoling and forcing without seeming like it's forcing. And in its shadow polarity, it plays into other people's shadows. It's very easy for this to become a dominating force that attracts forces that want to be dominated, that want to be subsumed, consumed. Like a very much a submissive, dominant kind of energy. And it's sexy, sure, but what does it do in terms of making the world a better place? Does it empower others to be their highest selves? Or does it diminish them and make them smaller at the expense of aggrandizing your own ego? So there's a little bit of a question here about, the Seven of Cups in the Smith Waite is about a choice between a bewildering array of options. And my sense is you have a choice here as well. It's like, if you didn't already know about this power, like you must have had an inkling that this power is not it may sometimes be subtle, but it's not quiet, right? It's very yeah, I'm just getting like an image of someone else undoing someone's belt, wearing like a lot of black. So it's that kind of energy, right? You will know that you hold this energy, male, female, whoever you are. Um, you sexy so and so. But to keep it in that realm of power dynamics on the small scale is to misunderstand the true power of this gift, because it can be used to change the world. All right, let's see. 78 Tarot Astral. No, I think we covered it with this card. Some advice? Yeah, we're going to get you an advice card or two, because this power is like it's power unto itself, right? Where you could just go along for the ride with this power and your life would be just fine, but it would only be fine when it has the ability to be extraordinary. And extraordinary not just for you, but for planet Earth and for all of the people on it. So let's see if we can get you some advice here. Ooh, okay. Harry Potter under attack by Dementors on the Hogwarts Express. This is from Harry Potter 3, The Prisoner of Azkaban, and it's card number 91. So, let's see. Okay, interesting. When I create these cards, I never imagine the ways that they will appear in readings. So, Dementors, if you're unfamiliar with the story, are shape-shifting energy beings who take on the form of the thing that their victim fears the most. So they inspire and feed off of fear, dread, depression, stuff like that. And the defensive spell that dispels Dementors involves summoning and embodying wholehearted love. In your case, none of this is purposeful, but the energy you hold is a very shape-shifty energy, right? Where people, like I was saying at the beginning, they see you and it's this truly like an obsidian mirror where they're looking into it and they're trying to figure you out because you're enigmatic, and they can't, but they know that they're drawn in, allured, attracted. And a lot of the times that's from the shadow space, from the lower self. And so they project onto you what they want to see. It's like not their fears, but maybe subconscious complexes of sexuality and allure. They do project a kind of darkness onto you. There's a crow going nuts. Maybe a raven. I don't know if you guys can hear that. It's like perfectly timed for this kind of energy. Because it is a dark energy, but not in the sense of evil, just in the sense of like shadowy, and people can project onto that like deep scorpionic sexual energy. Even if you're like, Sam, I don't dress that way, I don't, I'm not trying to be this way. It's like, I'm just trying to explain to you, you don't have to try. This is just something that is coded into you to a degree. And it's important to understand it. So how do you transmute this heavy, intoxicating darkness that you have been gifted with? It's not a curse, it's a gift, right? If used correctly, you transmute this into love. And there's a degree here to which, even if at the beginning it's people's shadows that are drawn to you, this can be kind of like this can kind of be like the honey that draws in, you know, the flies, and then all of a sudden it's like they were drawn in by their lower self, but they're taught by your higher self. So but this requires so much discipline on your part. It's very, very tricky when I understand, guys, because I hold this energy as well. And you're like, what? The the guy who dresses in athleisure and talks about angels all the time? Yeah, I hold this energy as well. And so um, it's very tempting when someone comes to you and they're basically like, hey, take whatever you want. And it takes a lot of mind over matter, a lot of spiritual discipline to say, actually, that isn't from either my highest good or your highest good, but here's what would be, right? Maybe you haven't considered some of these ideas. And they're like, still find you attractive, interested in hearing you out. And from there, things get lighter and more loving and more spiritual. And your darkness helps to reveal their darkness, brings it into the light, helps them to integrate, right? So there's a way in which this energy is very sexually healing, and healing to the shadows of others. When I said sexually healing, I heard someone go, like, I felt this energy of like, whoa there, tiger. Um, what this does not mean is that you can spiritually heal everyone by having sex with them. Let's clear that up. What it does mean is that you can perhaps help people see what is unhealed in their masculine or feminine polarities, those things that they bring to the table and they offer up to you on a platter, and you say, interesting, let's observe these, right? Let's take a look at these. It's truly a way in which, like, the divine can use you to bring darkness to light. When you hold extreme light, sometimes you also hold extreme darkness, and both are useful tools, especially when you're in a leadership role in a spiritual capacity. You can choose to be the cult leader, or you can choose to live from your highest self, to rise above. Yeah. Anything else from this deck? No, we covered it. Thanks, group one. I could get drawn in and continue to read for your energy just because, it's luscious, but we're going to mosey on. If I see you in one of the other groups, I feel like I'll know. All right, guys, take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey, group two. Whew, sorry, I had to take a cold shower after group one. That energy, man. Okay, you chose Milky Way. Can I say excellent choice? I really like the art on this card. So this is the Oracle of Destiny is this deck, and this card, each card has an aspect of the hand that it refers to in palmistry and a divinatory meaning. And I'm getting that for this one, we're going to read the aspect of the hand. This is a rather rare line, sometimes composed of several parallel dashes that begin and end on the Mount of Luna. It is also called the Via Lascivia. It is a sign of great openness to the sensations of and relationship with our bodies. Uh-oh, I might have taken my cold shower too early. It represents great physical dynamism and a strong inclination to sensory pleasures. Vitality and health emanate from this line. In extreme cases, it can indicate the feeling of being too sensitive for this world. In this case, it denotes a tendency toward mysticism and strong gifts for the occult. Oh. So I'm getting mostly the last part for you. Being too sensitive for this world, a tendency toward mysticism, and strong gifts for the occult. Let me start by saying you are not too sensitive for this world. You just hold a different energy, and it can make things a bit overwhelming at times. There's a lot to see and a lot to do and a lot of energies. And it's difficult when you... I once read this book. It's called Entangled Life. And it's really, really good, but it's about fungi. And he was describing how mycelium senses through the world. And we have certain smell receptors that are only in our noses. But the entirety of the surface of mycelium is this smell receptor. So it's like, imagine smelling, tasting with your entire body, like every outer part of you. And there is a sense I get from you of like, yes, Sam, I do that. Like, I'm this deeply connected conduit. This medium is really the energy I get. Like, I feel the energies around me very viscerally, perhaps. You're not too sensitive for this world. You have a gift. Going straight into cards. Something more you want me to say about this? Okay, so my sense is someone here is like tendency toward mysticism, strong gifts for the occult. That doesn't sound like me at all. And that might just be because it's like one of those things where, oh, I don't like that food. It's like, well, have you tried it? And they're like, oh, well, no. So it may just be that you haven't found the right parts of mysticism or the occult for you. Because it's a wide world out there. And you may have only experienced the more mainstream parts of the major spiritualities, which don't lend themselves well to the mystic. Organized religion is not for the mystical. It has a way of repressing those with mystical tendencies, which is fine because we get forced to the sidelines, and there is where we find like the magic dust in the quiet and the calm, alone in our own energy a lot of the times. Someone who feels energy this viscerally, it means that energy flows through you very beautifully, whether or not it always feels like that. As this conduit, this medium, this channel, this isn't just for spirits, right? Or for particular messages. This is for energy in general, which makes you quite a magical being. There's a lot of the occult, which is magic. And you might be like, that's dark, that's evil, Sam. I don't touch that stuff. But there's a little bit of encouragement here that like, hey, a lot of people struggle to manifest with their magic. You would not. Like, energy flows through you so beautifully, and you are so well supported by lots of different aspects of spirit that your magic would manifest no problemo, is what I want to say. I don't know why. Did we cover this one? That's better. Okay, great. Astrology cards? Okay, cool. I got this deck on astrology. In this little stack, I've got the planets and the houses. So we'll see what comes out in combination here. second house, possessions, money, and finance. It's so bright, guys. Sorry, I can't see if anything is in frame, hopefully. Hopefully it is. It's still very windy. My sense is we're gonna do a spread. Okay, no, not a spread. I'm being told. Any more cards? Just the one. Okay. The second house represents money, values, desires, possessions, and your ultimate goal in this lifetime. Second house, possessions, money, and finance. I'm being pushed by spirit to more and more go off of pure intuition and pull fewer cards. I want to pull more cards on this, but my feeling is money will sort of flow to you as you practice the occult. Like as you get deeper into your mystical, magical self. As you reveal these aspects of yourself, it is a process of learning about energy and manipulating energy. So there's almost a degree to which, like, you practice this and you understand the laws of the universe a lot better, which makes you a more effective manifester, which will bring this stuff in. But there's also a sense I'm getting that for you, finances and the occult would be just a chef's kiss duo. I don't know if this is encouragement for someone who's like, yeah, I already practice, Sam. I just don't think I can make a career out of it, or I don't think anyone would pay money for my magic. And there's encouragement here that they sure would. Anything else here? That's it. Okie dokie. Cool. Wisdom from the Epics of Hind. No, we covered it. Okay. Root chakra or the chakra cards. Yeah. Go to some chakra affirmations. Give you some little insights, hopefully, into what's going on for you. You taking this one? No. I don't know. I watch other channels and I see cards flying everywhere, and they're just taking these flyaway cards. I'm sure it works for them. It's not the style I have been guided to, though. Let's see. Crown chakra affirmation. I am divine and inspired. Ooh, baby. So this is card number 95. When we're moving through mysticism and the occult, magic, it can feel kind of kooky. Like it can feel a little crazy. It's like, why am I doing this? Because I feel really driven to do it, but I don't fully understand why. And there might be a sense here of like, hey, remember how magical you are, and how, there's this double-edged sword of like, not a double-edged sword, double-edged in terms of like both edges are good. Yes, you feel energy very viscerally. Energy moves through you very beautifully. That also makes you very docile to spirit. And I don't want that to sound like it's downplaying your power, but you're very receptive, is what I mean. Like, very receptive to your intuition, should you lean into it. Very receptive to what the universe is trying to push you towards. Receptive to guidance. And so you should trust when these weird urges come through towards mysticism and the occult. If you're like, I feel like I need to read this thing, doesn't make any sense, read it anyway. I feel like I need to prepare and do this spell. It doesn't seem to be something I need to do necessarily. Do it anyway, right? Be receptive to that guidance, even when it doesn't feel like, even when you don't know where it comes from. Even when it feels like, I don't know, this is getting a little dark. Just know that, some of your spirit allies may be colored in our realm in some of the darker colors. I think that's the best way to put it. There's all sorts of crayon colors in the box, and they just happen to be colored in with the darker ones. Doesn't mean they're not working towards your highest good and the highest good of all. Okay? Any other affirmations here? No, we nailed it. You and I, we are on the same page. Okie dokie. 78 Tarot. Advice cards. Something else? All right, we're going to read some poetry for you. I'm going to intuitively flick through this book and just see where it lands, and we'll get a message for your highest good. Towards the end, say when. Okay, we're reading Gunga Din by Rudyard Kipling. Incorporating a somewhat romantic view of British imperialism, Kipling, in verse that almost booms with rhythmic energy, here tells the tale of Gunga Din, the brave water carrier. Okay, I'm getting there's more from this poem, but they don't want me to read the whole thing, so this is going to take a minute. Hang on. The finest man I knew was our regimental Bisti Gunga Din. He was Din Din Din. Finest man I knew. Hang on, guys. I'm struggling to get the message through with this poem. Is there more from this book? Okay. Which direction? Okay. It was crawling and it stunk, but of all the drinks I've drunk, I'm gratefulest to one from Gunga Din. Okay, so there's something about water. Or a potion? A potion? All right, guys, this is odd. I guess not, given the rest of this reading. But group 2, you may be being pushed by someone in the spirit realm to create a potion. Yeah. There may also be something to Ayurveda. The cards, the decks I was instructed to pull, plus this poem, are pointing in a very Indian direction, India subcontinent. Like we've got wisdom from the epics of Hind, we've got chakra cards, we've got Gunga Din. There's also something about you carrying, with Gunga Din being the water carrier, there's something about you carrying on an energy. Yeah, ooh, I'm getting like full body chills. Like you're carrying forward a magical, possibly sort of witchy energy. But not to think of it in those terms, like a mystical Indian energy. My sense is that this is from your family line. Yeah, from your heritage. And this, I'm getting this is your literal earth heritage. You know, we can have DNA from all over the world. So this can be very distant. It can also possibly for someone here be like a spiritual heritage, or a soul lineage rather than a literal biological one. Oh yeah, so there's some magic from the Indian subcontinent that would benefit you well, and possibly being directed to create a potion in particular. I feel like whoever you are, you'll either be directed to this, you'll be guided to this, or you already have been and you need some confirmation to do this. And that's why you found group 2. That's why you found this reading. So yeah, okay, cool. I think all of the specifics were brought through here to ensure that you don't just flick on YouTube and you're like, yeah, group 2, and then you're like, oh, okay, I guess I'll make a magic potion. Like this is pretty specific, so you should know if this is for you. Yes. Okay. This is the complicated group. I'm getting that for someone in particular, this is very specific. For others of you, there are parts of this that you need to feel into, right? So it can be true that you hold this energy, that you're being pushed towards mysticism, magic, the occult, without necessarily being told to create a specific potion from the Indian subcontinent. Okay? Okay, now we're good. Anything else? No, that is it. Okay, you are a magical bunch, group 2. It sounds like your potion is not going to taste very good, but on the off chance that it does, send some my way. All right, guys, love you, and I will see you in the next one. Group 3, welcome to your reading. So you chose Mystic Cross. So often when this card comes up, I read it as divination, the act of divination. It's a pendulum here that the hand is using. We're going to read the divinatory meaning of this card. It says, the cross comes to the rescue, manifests as a calling, and represents the more subtle and spiritual aspects of existence. Trust it, don't fight it, and take in the deeper elements of life. So the mystic cross here, I think, is coming through with the divination, and the cross comes to the rescue. You may be at some sort of crossroads. These are the points where we're tempted to, where we want to know which way to turn, which way to go, where we might turn to divination. That sometimes present us with options that we didn't have before or we didn't see. That bring a calling our way. There's something that you're being asked to deepen into, and I'm not getting quite enough from this card or the book here to be able to tell you what it is. It may be because it's different for all of you. You could be just being called to deepen your relationship with all that is, in like the most mystical sense, just going deeper into every moment. But we'll see. We'll pull some more cards. I think that's the move from here. Yeah. We're going to look into wisdom from the Epics of Hind, I think. Something else? This one? Yeah, okay. We'll do Earth Wisdom Oracle. All right, let's see what wants to come through for you. Are we going to do a spread? Divine Love. Card number 31. $22, relief. $15, rest. All right, so we got a 3-card spread. Are we reading from the book for any of these? All right, we're going to go intuitive. Divine Love, relief, and rest. Yeah, I mean, this is how we go deeper, right? Into quiet, deeper into ourselves. Deeper into the divine feminine is what I'm getting from this. All of these are very laid back, receptive energies. Even, you know, the one woman, first of all, there are men in this deck, right? But not in this spread. The one woman who is actively doing something is possibly walking along a path, but she has her eyes closed as though she's being guided. It's all very receptive, divine feminine energy. My sense is you're being guided into the divine feminine so that you can receive. If you are at a crossroads, it can feel like, Sam, I have to take action. I have to choose one of these things. I have to do this and this and that and that. And, there can be a temptation to want to fall into masculine doing, problem solving kind of energy, or logic your way through it. You might be deep into a pros and cons chart right now. But there's something that will come through from Spirit. Remember, these are messages of Spirit that we're bringing through in this pick a card. There's a message from Spirit here that you will receive the insight you need. You might not get what you want, but you will get what you need. You will receive the insight that you need by leaning into the divine feminine rather than or on top of. It's like you've exhausted the usefulness of the masculine tendency for now. And what you're being asked to do is rest, reflect, go inward, feel and seek beauty. Close your eyes and feel what Spirit is trying to send you, tell you, show you. All right, I'm getting that is good enough for these 3 cards. So I'm hoping the crystals are enough to hold down these cards in the wind. It is picking up a little bit. Let's see. Let's do this. A sec. Okay. Wisdom from the Epics of Hind. Let's see what wants to be said. There's a bit of deliberation here about the the cards. We'll see. Dadichi's magnanimity. Check that one out. I was going to read from the book, but I think we're doing a spread. Or no, just intuitive. Okay. Dadichi's magnanimity. So I'm getting there is a spiritual practice that you can lean into to get into this space. In particular, I'm getting visualization meditation. So, we see him in lotus position here, meditating. But what I'm getting is this emanation from the crown here. My sense is that he's just in an imagined space. We can think that, there's only one kind of meditation. There's the kind where you watch your breath and you count it, and when you lose focus, you refocus on your breath, and that's the whole thing. And for some people, this can be a huge challenge. I mean, for everyone it is, right? It's the point of training the mind. At the beginning, it's unruly. So this could be different kinds of meditation for different people, but meditation for sure, and I'm getting visualization meditation. You can think that you're supposed to just like sit there and know what to do, but guided meditations are where it's at. Like, you are no less the yogi for listening to a guided meditation. It's actually pretty much exclusively what I do. It just helps to keep you on track a little bit more, to structure the activity where there is otherwise a potentially confusing lack of structure, right? Especially if you're trying to escape from the confusing cacophony of logical thinking. What you might need is just a visualization meditation to take you to like a beautiful oasis in the desert, or a field of like a glade in the woods. And in this space, you may find this divine feminine relaxation. Okay, I think that covered that. Sorry, guys, my allergies are flaring up a little bit out here. Sometimes during a reading, I'll be brought into like the mental space of the person that I'm reading for, just to get a flavor of what they're going through. And I got a very like foggy, like when you have a cold and you're trying to think, but it's like you just need to rest. Okay, and I'm out of it now because I got the point. So someone here rest is a counterintuitive piece of instruction for someone who is used to being told that nothing comes of it, right? That we have to do for something to happen. But rest is sometimes the most productive and efficient thing that we can do, especially when our body just needs it. Like we're working with a biological apparatus here, and we can only go at the pace, we can only usefully do things at the pace that our body can sustain. So there may be a degree here to which you have to sort of accept the limitations of the body and treat it with kindness, treat it with care. Rest as an act of self-love. Rest so that you can move out of this foggy energy that's clouding your vision. It's like, when you have a really bad day and what you need is actually just a good night's sleep and to sort of hit the reset button. Rest can do this for us. Sleep at night, resting during the day, sleeping during the day, doing non-productive things to allow our mind to rest and for the fog to clear. Yeah, there's this fog that needs to clear. And it's less about like physically moving it out of the way, but more relaxing out of it. Yeah, relaxing out of it. It's like you can't force yourself to fall asleep. You have to relax into sleep. You can't force yourself out of mental fog. You have to relax through it and out of it. Yeah, okay. I think message delivered on that. Any other cards? Nope. Okay, I think we covered it. That is your advice. It's. I was gonna say it's something, easier said than done, but it's actually easier done than said. So this is not something you have to go about in a purposive manner. This is something you have to let go and allow this relaxation to occur. That can be harder for someone who's programmed to do. But the action you're being asked to take here is a lot easier than what you have been doing. Whether or not it feels more natural to your typical way of behaving or not, it will actually be the process itself, the action itself is easier. It's a kind of non-action. All right, guys, enjoy your rest. Enjoy your time in the Divine Feminine. Truly enjoy it. Sink into it. Be in your body. And I have a feeling things will just sort of work themselves out. Yeah. All right, guys, love you so much. And I will see you in the next one. Take good care.